Hey there, and welcome back to English Corner Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Richard. We're so glad you're here with us today. Sarah, how are you feeling today?
Honestly, pretty good. I was journaling this morning, and I kind of asked myself, what's one small thing I did this year that changed everything for me? And I realized it wasn't some huge, big moment or anything. It was just this tiny daily habit I started months ago.
That's such a good point, Sarah. We tend to wait for those big, life-changing events, right? But so often, it's really those small choices, the ones nobody even sees, that shape our entire future.
Exactly. And that's actually our topic today, how small habits, especially when we're talking about English learning. We're going to dive into mindset, some real practical strategies, and of course, some vocabulary to help you express your own transformation journey.
Yeah, and today's episode is packed with so many helpful ideas. So if you're listening on the go, don't worry. We'll go over all the key vocabulary and tips again right at the end to help you review and remember everything.
Yes, and we've also included some powerful expressions and phrases in this episode to help you talk about habits, mindset, and all these life changes in English. So just stick around because by the end, you'll walk away with not just motivation, but also truly useful language you can use in your own conversations. So grab a tea or coffee, get comfy, and let's dive in. So let's start here, Richard. Why is change so hard for so many of us? We all want to become better, right? Whether it's speaking English more fluently or even just waking up earlier. But most people, they just kind of get stuck, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. And I think the first big reason, Sarah, is that it's just fear of failure. People think, oh, what if I try this thing and I fail? But they rarely ever ask, what if I try and succeed? That fear stops us before we even begin anything.
Absolutely. I totally felt that way with English pronunciation, for sure. I'd seriously avoid speaking in groups just because I was so terrified of saying something wrong. It's that feeling of, everyone's going to judge.
Yeah, I totally get that. I used to think I had to be perfect before I could even speak confidently. But perfection is just such a trap, isn't it?
It really is. And then the second big reason is lack of clarity. People will say, oh, I want to be fluent or I want to be better at English. But what does that actually mean? Fluency in what? Speaking? Listening? Or maybe it's writing emails. It's just so vague.
Yeah, exactly. Without a clear direction, it's just so easy to feel completely overwhelmed. You don't even know where to begin.
Totally. And the third one, negative self-talk. Oh, I'm too old to learn this, or I'm just not a language person. Those are they're lies we tell ourselves. We just internalize them.
They really are. And the final one, waiting for motivation. I'll start when I feel ready. But guess what? Motivation, it actually comes after action, not before. You just got to start.
So we've talked about why change is so hard, right? The fear, the lack of clarity, the self-talk, waiting for motivation. But let's kind of flip it now. How do we actually start changing? What's the secret here? And I think it's just starting really small.
Yeah, and this is where it gets really interesting. There's this idea that I absolutely love. It's called the 1% rule. And basically, it says that if you improve by just 1 single percent every day, in 1 year, you actually become something like 37 times better. Think about that. 37 times. It's kind of mind-blowing when you do the math.
Isn't that amazing? You don't need to study for 3 hours a day or cram for hours. It's just 5 minutes of focused practice every single day. And it just adds up. It's incredible how quickly it accumulates.
Yeah, exactly. It's the compound effect. Think about it. 1 new English word per day, that's 365 new words in a year. And because you're learning them gradually, a little bit at a time, you actually remember them better. It's not a huge chunk all at once that you just forget the next day. It's truly building it up.
Precisely. Let me give you an example. I met this learner, her name was Aiko, and she really struggled with listening for years. Instead of trying to cram for an hour or anything intense, she just committed to listening to 10 minutes of English podcasts every single morning. And you know when she did it? While she was brushing her teeth.
Oh, wow.
That was it. Just 10 minutes. Super simple.
That is so simple. Like, you think, 10 minutes, that's not enough?
Right? But then a year later, her listening comprehension had improved massively. And it was all from a habit that was so small that she just couldn't fail. Like, there was no excuse not to do it. It was just 10 minutes while brushing her teeth. She just did it consistently. It's pretty powerful when you think about it.
Okay, so we've talked about the small steps, the compound effect, which is really, really important. But now I think is a good time to talk about mindset. Because habits, they're actions, right? They're things you do. But ultimately, they come from your beliefs, what you actually believe to be true.
Exactly. And there's this really powerful concept. It's called the growth mindset. And basically it means believing, like truly believing, I can improve with effort. I can get better if I try. The opposite of that is a fixed mindset. And that's where you think, oh, I'm either good at this or I'm just not. It's just the way I am.
And here's the crazy part. Our brain actually listens to what you say to yourself. So if you're constantly telling yourself, oh, I'm bad at English or I'm not a language person, your brain literally starts looking for evidence to prove that you're right. It's wild how it works.
Totally. It almost like your brain is a diligent assistant, It's like, okay, boss, you say you're bad at English. I'm going to find all the reasons why you're bad at English. But if you flip it and say, I'm getting better every day, or my English is improving, your brain actually starts looking for progress. It's like, okay, the boss wants to see progress. I'm going to find progress. It's a filter in your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. It's quite fascinating.
I love that. Like, you're literally training your brain to notice opportunities instead of just constantly focusing on the obstacles. It's a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to mindset, we have 3 really powerful tools that we can use. And these are pretty simple to implement. First up is affirmations. And these are basically positive statements you repeat to yourself. So something like, I speak English with growing confidence. You just say it. Second is visualization. And this is where you close your eyes and you picture yourself having a full, fluent conversation in English. You're imagining it, you're feeling it. And finally, gratitude. Just focusing on what's going right. Oh, I understood that word today, or I managed to say that sentence. It rewires your whole perspective.
So we've talked about these tools for mindset, affirmations, visualization, gratitude, all great stuff. But here's the real truth, I think, for so many people. You will never feel fully ready, and that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. I think so many learners, they just wait. They wait until they feel like, okay, now I'm confident enough to speak, or now I'm confident enough to try this. But confidence really doesn't come before action, does it? It actually comes after you take that step.
Yeah, exactly. Think about your very first conversation in English, right? Or maybe the first time you tried to order something at a restaurant. You probably felt super nervous. Maybe your heart was pounding and you probably made some mistakes, but you survived. And more importantly, you learned something from it.
Totally. Progress is what builds confidence. Confidence doesn't magically appear. It's not like you wake up one day and go, oh, I'm fluent now. It's those little actions, those little steps, even when you don't feel ready, that really add up.
Yeah, and this is why I love this quote. It's so simple, but it's so powerful. Done is better than perfect. Just stop waiting. Just start doing, even if it's imperfect.
So done is better than perfect. I love that. And, speaking of just doing and taking action, there's something else people often ignore when they're trying to make big changes, especially with language learning. And that's your environment.
Right. Who you surround yourself with, whether that's online or offline, it really matters. If you're around people who inspire you, support you, who are also speaking English, you just naturally grow.
Oh, absolutely. I remember when I first joined an English learning community, everything changed. I wasn't alone anymore. Before that, it felt like I was just doing it all by myself. But suddenly, I had people to share my progress and struggles with, and that just motivated me in a completely different way.
Yeah, and that's huge. I mean, it's not just about actual people you interact with. It's also about the content you consume. So follow creators who lift you up. Watch things that challenge you in a positive way. And honestly, limit your exposure to negativity, even if that means muting your inner critic sometimes.
That's such a good point. And on that note, here's a quick tip for everyone listening. Make your phone or your digital space an English zone for, say, 15 minutes every day. You could switch your phone's language to English, watch a short video in English, or hey, even just listen to this podcast. Tiny, consistent exposure like that really trains your brain. Now, before we wrap up, it's always good to reinforce what we've learned today. Let's review some of the key vocabulary from today's episode.
Absolutely. Yeah, a quick recap is always helpful. So first up, we talked about the compound effect.
Right. And if you remember, the compound effect basically means the result of small actions adding up over time.
Exactly. So a good example would be something like, her English improved through the compound effect of daily practice. It's not one big jump, it's all those little efforts.
Perfect. Okay, next one we had was affirmations.
Oh yeah, affirmations. Those are positive statements you repeat to yourself to really build confidence. It's about rewiring your brain.
Yeah, for example, I am learning English and I'm improving every day. You just keep saying it.
Yeah, exactly. You internalize it. And finally, we talked about a really important one, growth mindset.
Yes, the growth mindset is the belief that your abilities can improve with effort. It's not fixed.
Right. So you could say, for instance, he developed a growth mindset and stopped fearing mistakes. He realized he could actually get better.
So if there's one message we really want you to take away from our conversation today, it's this. Small steps, they truly, truly matter. Don't wait for the perfect time. And please don't wait to feel completely ready. Just begin.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, learning English or any new skill is not just about grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary. It's about becoming the kind of person who takes consistent, brave, and importantly, imperfect action.
Exactly. So here's your challenge, listener. We want you to choose just one small habit to start today. Just one. It could be super simple, like maybe listening to English for 5 minutes while you're walking the dog, or writing one sentence in a journal. Just one. Or even just saying one affirmation in English aloud.
Yeah, just pick something. And we'd really love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments what one small step you're taking today. We love hearing your stories. It's so inspiring for us.
Yeah, it truly is. So thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time. And until then, keep learning, stay consistent, and remember,
You're doing better than you think.